All right, welcome to the video. Looks like there's a good turnout. Now the video, I'm gonna try to stream it based on training and everything that I've learned over the past 15 years of doing triathlons. So we're at Lucky's Lake Swim. We're gonna do it easy over, easy back. It's about, I don't know, 700 yards over, 700 yards back. Just an easy swim. When you start out for the first time doing triathlons and doing swimming, you definitely want to start out easy, do some pool laps, and then build your cardio and momentum from there. So I'm going to be teaching you everything that I know when it comes to triathlons. Swim, bike, run, breaking it down, making it easy to understand, and not all these programs and sign-ups and stuff like that, to make it nice and easy for everybody to understand. So we're going to set this up for a quick little introduction of what the swim looks like. Okay, so training. I'm gonna work more on training, just talking about it, telling you everything you need to know about athletics, heart rate, gear, starting out, everything. So today we're swimming. As you can see, I got the Roka goggles, the Roka hat, swim cap. I call it a hat, but swim cap. And we're gonna start out with 100 easy. We're gonna do 25 down, 25 back, 25 down, 25 back, 25 times 4 is 100. So 100 easy. If you're just starting out, head down, kick, and just throw your arms out. Do not bend them, keep them straight, and see how you do. Okay, happy Saturday, everybody. I encourage you, it's Easter weekend. Go out, have some fun, do some cardio, swim, bike, run. Like today I'm running. I'm having a great time. 7-minute pace, killed it. 5 miles. I loved every minute of it. It's nice and humid. Happy Easter. So leaving the YMCA, just did an easy 8-minute pace. As you know, every little segment of this video is gonna be based around training, because I definitely wanna get you guys in sync and gals in sync with training, because I feel like the informational part of training is very important, especially if you're gonna venture out from running and start cycling, and then from cycling to swimming. That's how I'd recommend for it to go. So you would start running a few years, grab a bike, start biking for a few years, and then start swimming. And then I'm gonna break down different parts of those cardios. Like today, I'm gonna break down running. Like for instance, I ran for, I don't know, like an 8-minute pace. So about a little under 25 minutes, roughly, if you will. So just started out real easy. Everything went really good. You know, don't kill yourself when you're starting out running. Definitely start on a treadmill. I would definitely recommend to transition as fast as you can. Once you get comfortable and you can hold a good steady pace. 4 miles an hour comes to mind. I run around 7 to 9 roughly, but I feel like I'm an experienced runner,
And I feel the more you run on a treadmill, the further away you'll get from the pavement actually being able to run. Because the way I did it, I ran, lived by the treadmill, and then did a marathon. And I was like, you can't go from a marathon to pavement and expect to do really good. So my next one, I got away from the treadmill unless it was raining, and I alternated. Definitely alternate. So when you get comfortable with your pace, and I'm saying within a few weeks, hit the pavement, try to adjust your paces from the treadmill to the pavement, and you'll see right away. Like I couldn't even run a light pole on the pavement. You have the elements are different. You can't control the elements. One thing you can control is when you're in the gym, you can control the elements, you can control the temperature, you can control the speed, you can control the weather. I mean, there's just so many controllables. So definite running tip would be start out slow, start on a treadmill so you can control the controllables.
Good morning. It is 6 in the morning and we are up and going before Lakeland is even out of bed. So we're headed to Lucky's Lake Swim. When I get there, I'll talk about a few tips, a few training scenarios to get you on track for an Ironman. If you're new to Ironman, please come on here, look at the channel. It's going to tell you a lot about the channel, training, just every and anything that goes with triathlon. Running, biking, swimming, weights, health, eating, just any and everything you can think of to get you on the right track for Ironman. Good morning, Lakeland.
Good morning. We made it to Lucky's Lake Swim, and it looks like there's probably about 100 people down here. So the water temp's about 76, so it's definitely right at the wetsuit legal. And it looks like someone's speaking.
Right at Lucky's Lake Swim, you can see behind me here, everything went great. For all you folks that are new to triathlons, when you come out here, you can always do one buoy. They do not like for you to hang on the buoys, so definitely go out to a buoy, side it, come back. It's about 200 yards, nice and easy. Now when I go, I don't stop. Once you're an advanced swimmer like myself, you can go out all the way to the other side. It's about 750 yards, and then just go out to the left kind of wide, come back in across the lake. The beach is on your left now, and then you're gonna swing out to the right wide and then come back across. I never stop at the beach. It's about consistency. I start out kind of hard and then I come back easy, because if you go to the beach and you rest, My thing is, in an Ironman or a sprint triathlon, you're not gonna be able to rest during the swim. So you just need to push through, find your local pool, but also very important, find a local swimming hole for open water swimming. It's the best.
All right, we just got done with a 8-miler in 1 hour. Everything went great. So I planned, I had a route, and I had a pace. So PRP, plan, route, and pace is very important. It'll get you through just about anything when it comes to training. So remember those, just memorize it. PRP, plan, route, pace. So you're gonna do your planning, where you're gonna run, what time you're gonna run, what you're gonna wear, hydration, and your route is A to B. With runners, we don't like to go out and back. We like to do a loop, a circle from A to B, whatever it looks like. And then your pace is everything. So you're gonna do 8 miles an hour. So you're gonna have an 8-mile-an-hour pace, and you're going to do it, which is about, what, 7 minutes? 7:45, something like that. So if you watch your speed, you got somebody pacing you, they're on a bike and they're doing 8 miles an hour, then yes, in 60 minutes, you will have completed 8 miles in 1 hour. If it goes down from there, if you do 7 miles an hour and you want to do 8, you're probably looking at like 65, 70 minutes, right around there. So just do the math, make it easy, don't complicate it. Remember, PRP. Plan, route, and pace. It'll get you every time. It's always good to know where you're going. All right, so this week's been about training. I want to get a little more in depth, a little more detailed on training. And I also want to finish the video with a story. I had a good training scenario, and my training scenario was a Thursday ride. And that Thursday ride started out to be a century, 100 miles, if you don't know what that's like. Checked my tires, checked my tubes, checked my pressure, running 100 PSI. I did notice that the tread was getting a little low. And simply what I mean by the tread was getting a little low was there's little circles, there's little indicators that tell you that your tread's getting low. So I do sell tires, one of the things I sell for a living, and tires, to give you a comparison, have a wear bar. So when you get down to, say, 1, 2, maybe even 3 30 seconds, depending on the tire and the thickness of the tire, your time for a set of tires for your SUV, car, truck, etc. So with road bike tires or triathlon tires, not too sure on mountain bikes. I do have a mountain bike I do ride. I think when those just get bald, there's no knobs on them. But I will tell you, the road bike tire being a thin and slick tire as it is, because when it rains, you have to go back and forth like a race car to get your tires heated up so you're not slippery. There's been a few times that I've fell on some soft sand that I couldn't see in the roadway. So getting off topic, so back up to the tires. So I noticed that the tires were getting a little low, and on some of the spots I couldn't see the dimples. It's got like a little small circle, which at that point in time tells you, hey, you need a set of tires. I put it off, I procrastinated, and typically with road bike tires, the back tire will wear more than the front tire. So just a FYI, you can rotate them if it's a budget thing, you're trying to save money, but they're only $50 a tire. You can find them usually on sale on a couple of different websites. So I start my ride out, I'm about 30 miles from home. I'm like, let me ride on the sidewalk, which was brand new, and it had shells on it. I'm like, that'll be fine, I'll just do that, right? So, no, not good. Well, A, there wasn't a bike lane, and B, I was getting to my side road where there was no traffic. So I'm like, let me be safe, get on the sidewalk where it like it was freshly made, and there was shells for whatever reason. I guess the county uses shells when they put dirt down to like reinforce the ground that the sidewalk's gonna be on. So it had rained, there was shells. I got a feeling with my back bike tire being low, and come to find out the threads were showing in one of them. I think a shell got in there, punctured it. So I was prepared. It's a training moment, whatever. Super nice guy came out, goes, hey, you want to ride to the bike store? I'm like, no, I think I got it. I had 2 CO2s, they were old, and CO2s are this little cartridge that has cold compressed air in it, and it has a little valve, and what you do is you twist the valve, and then once you get your tire replaced with your new tube, you simply back out that little cylinder, and then that lets air, cold air, into your tube. And it's probably not meant to ride 20, 30, 40 miles, maybe if you're lucky. It's maybe meant to ride 10. You know, it's kind of like a spare on a car. You can go up to 55 miles an hour with a spare on a car, and you can only go 1 to 2 days on it. So, with that said, I hit my second CO2, and there was something wrong with it also. So I got 20 PSI. So I'm like, pull my phone out, nearest bike shop, 2.7 miles away. It's in Winter Haven. I'm like, all right, let's go. I put all my pressure on the front tire since it was fine, and I had 20 PSI in the back. Got to the bike shop. Go to the bike shop, tell the guy what's going on. He goes, oh, you just need air, you're fine. Just get some tires when you get a chance. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I get air in my tire, everything's solid, I feel great. And I'm like, thinking to myself, to navigate to where I'm going, I don't need just the destination. I need the start, the beginning, and then I'm gonna get to my destination. So I started out navigating back to my route where I was going, which was Bowling Green, by the way. Let me back up. Something told me, instead of getting air at the bike shop, buy another tube and buy another CO2. I'm like, okay. I bought everything, put it in my bag, just in case. Well, guess what? That just in case, I'm 60 miles into my ride. I'm probably 30 to 40 miles from home if I took the shortcut to get straight shot home, which would have been an unsafe straight shot home. So I basically quit, and I'm like, you're not a quitter. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's give it 1,000%, and let's go one more. And you know what I did? I did it. I got on my bike. Once I had another flat, like I said, when I was 60 miles from home, I'm like, let's do it, let's do this, let's change the tire, the tube, let's move on. So guess what? I did it. I changed it. Another guy stopped, a farmer stopped, he goes, hey, you need some help? And I was in the middle of and that's how I found out that I had the nylon part, because I could take my hand, and you're supposed to take your hand, another training moment, take your hand when you change your tube and run your hand through the inside of the tube and make sure whatever punctured it, because you can pull it out if you can see it on the outside of the tire, but on the inside of the tire, take your hand and run it in there. You might get cut, you might get nicked by whatever it is. A staple was my scenario one of the times I had a flat, and I felt it, and I put my tire back on, it popped again. So the guy at the bike shop's like, take your finger, run it through your tube, and see if there's anything in there, if something, you know, punctures you. But on this point, there was nothing in there. I think something just from the road punctured it and went in and went out. because it was the tire was so low on tread. I think I've done 2,300 miles. So I've done 23 centuries. So yeah, I've done 2,300 miles this year on those tires, maybe more. So that's a lot of wear and tear on a set of bike tires. But you know, lesson learned. So I changed the tire, got back on my ride. I didn't quit. I pushed through. I got 101 miles in like 6 hours. I was pleased. But the whole time I'm on my ride, it's in the back of my mind. You have no tube. You need to get back home and finish your ride close to home, so if you do break down, you can have somebody come get you. But no, what did I do? I finished my route, and I didn't cut it, I guess I kind of cut it a little bit short, not intentionally, but I did have the 6 miles, which was part of the route I didn't do, because I had those 6 miles extra in, so I would have been 106 if I'd have completed the route. But at the same time, I was gonna go down a busy road, and I didn't want to get a flat on a busy road, and then I was going a little more north than northwest. So northwest put me a little bit closer home. So I was actually cutting off a little bit of it, like tapering off just a little bit of the route, which is fine. So what did we learn? We learned a bunch of stuff this week about training. So please follow close along. There's a lot of good details in this vlog that I just put on the World Wide Web. I hope something helps. I hope the story that I'm sharing with you helps. It helped me. I learned a lot that day. And please sign up for a triathlon. That's the first thing in getting started with this whole journey, is signing up. Find a local race. A sprint comes to mind, will be a good challenge. It's only a 500 meter swim, 13 miles on the bike, and a 5K. You can do it in an hour plus. So remember, have fun, don't be so serious. I try to tell, like, I'm doing a route tonight for an event I'm doing at church, and I'm serious the whole time. I'm like 8-minute pace, boom, boom, boom. The route's gotta be here, it's gotta be this, it's gotta be that. And now I sit back, and now I'm having fun doing this video and sharing. And that's what it's all about. It's training. 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 Get out there and train, and remember, have fun. Don't be so serious. And I'll see you at the next race.